Jesus will answer
And we
prayer.
are live. We are live. Yeah.
We are live from the Cabana Cathedrals, the Wolves of Broad Street.
Damn, Nick Maton went yard. Welcome back, kid.
Yeah, dude.
I always liked that guy, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Don't do the show before the show, you know?
Yeah. So I could go ahead
Retweet,
and copy that.
All right. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
It is you.
Get ready for some Philly sports talk. Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, and the Birds.
He's an ass. Get him the ball. He's going to make plays.
Just shut up and enjoy the greatness.
There's a lot to unpack here.
And it makes you less happy, which is exactly what I want.
Let's do it. 3, 2. Philly!
Hello, everybody. Hello, Philadelphia. Welcome back once again to yet another edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. As always, my name is Ryan Conway, and joining me here is my illustrious co-host and wartime consigliere, Sam Glavin. And, of course, we have our incomparable producer behind the glass, Seamus G. My, oh my, it's been an eventful week since we last spoke. Obviously, you were on the road last week. You continue to be on the road now, and you will be for the foreseeable future. So, Sam, how the hell are you? Where are you in the contiguous 48 at this point in time? What's the weather like? What's the vibe? Let us know.
Yeah, so we are now in Miami, Florida. We just got back from the Everglades, which was an experience that we can talk about a little later. And
we'll get into it.
Where were we last time we chatted? I forget already. I think we were maybe in D.C. We were not. We were in Greenville, South Carolina. That's right.
That's the Carolina. Yes, that was the one.
We were in Greenville, South Carolina, but now we are all the way down in Miami. And then after this, we are going to be making our way to Nashville and then to Kansas City, which is pretty cool. We're getting it done. We're going to go to the Marlins game and check out that ballpark on Friday against the Giants. Interestingly enough, that's who the Phillies are playing now. But yeah, it's been an awesome road trip so far. We can get into some Philly sports now though, and we can I'll sprinkle it in here and there, you know, just a little sprinkle
it in. Sprinkle. So yeah, I mean, in the world of Philly sports, I mean, obviously, there's only one game in town right now. Even the Union are actually on international break. So quite literally, all we have in the city of Philadelphia right now is the Phillies. And needless to say, it has not been great. Just getting kicked in the balls pretty much with every loss. And it's incredible. Sam, last night, obviously, another classic blown game late in extras. But what's great is that game took a crisp 4 hours and 56 minutes. So at least when we lose, we do it quickly.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the way you got to do it. You just prolong the suffering is how you make it better. Is you prolong
every Phillies game is death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's truly something special to behold.
Mm-hmm. I actually have a paper cut right now. Well, it's more of like a beer can cut, but it's right there.
I know exactly what that is. Yeah. I know that.
It's from those at Tampa Bay at Tropicana Park. They had these stupid twist off Bud Light like metal cans, not even the glass ones. It was like the plasticky metal thing.
Yeah, like the silver bullet bottles for Coors Bank
exactly.
Coors Lights, but for
And I cut the shit out of my finger on it, and it was like my first one too. So like I wasn't even buzzed, which was brutal. Anyways,
that sucks because then you felt it immediately.
Yeah, exactly, which sucked. But that's basically what the Phillies are doing to me right now.
Over and
100 times, just 100 times worse. I was talking to a bunch of people from college, you know, that I played college baseball with and whatnot, who are all from the Philadelphia area. We're all in one group chat, and we've boiled it down to yes, Girardi. But we've boiled it down to more of an organizational problem. And we've talked about this before, but I'm thinking it's even more true now. And you know what made me realize it is the fact that Gabe Kapler is back in town. And the fact that that guy, who is an average manager at best, right? Like he's an average manager.
Decent manager.
The fact that that guy snaked an MLB Manager of the Year award last year is all because of him joining the phenomenal organization of the San Francisco Giants. I mean, you look at the San Francisco Giants track record, right? At one point they were winning a World Series every other year for what, 6 years?
Was it even years or odd years?
I think it was odd years. I think it was odd years where they were just on top of the fucking world. And now, I mean, and they've always been a sound organization, right? I mean, you got guys like Barry Bonds rolling through there. You know, Hunter Pence was a San Francisco Giant for the majority of his career, I would say. And now you've got a bunch of young guys like Yastrzemski, the grandson of the late great, and you know, it's just a sound organization, and they have a sound farm system, and they developed their guys when they were shit. They developed their young guys while they were shit. And so, you know what the Phillies need to do is they need to start giving more time to guys like Nick Maton, who I think will actually start getting more time now that Gene Segura is out for the next 10 to 12 weeks, which is a damn shame because he was probably one of the most consistent hitters we had on that team basically for the last 3 years now.
Ever since he's come here, he's been a bright spot in the Phillies lineup.
He's been like 285 and above, which is
great. Exactly.
Awesome.
Some nice walk-offs as well. You know, hey, his Phillies career, while not that long, has been great. But also at the same time, we got Nick Maton up in the mix. But we got to get these old relievers out. We got to get them out. I'm done.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
Just throw the kids out there. Let's just tank it out. Let's just get weird. You know, at this point.
I'm thinking, well, it's not for me. It's not even about tanking. I mean,
I don't want to tank because it's
now.
Baseball. You know, I mean, Mickey Moniak was the #1 overall pick, 6 years ago? I mean, no hate to him, obviously. You know, that's my boy.
Yeah,
but,
that was brutal.
It doesn't pan out like that. You don't tank in baseball. It's just not a thing.
But I just think our young guys, the guys in our farm system, are just flat out better than what we have. Like, what do you lose by throwing them out there other than they might get hurt? Like, what do you lose? I mean, you're gonna lose the game with the veterans that you're throwing out there now. So get the young guys in there who have obviously more talent and are obviously like doing wonders in Double and AAA. Why not just throw them out there and see what they can do? I mean, it can't hurt. It literally can't hurt. So I just don't understand what this organization is doing with everything. I mean, it's time for a change. Like, nothing has changed. Like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And that's what this organization is doing with this roster. They have the 5th highest payroll, or top 5, maybe the 4th highest payroll.
4th now. It was 5th last year or something like that.
Yes.
So it's 4th
They have the 4th highest payroll in all of baseball, and they are 8 games under 500. How ridiculous is that? They're 11.5 games back, or 12.5 games back from first place in the NL East. That's hard to come back from, especially with a team as good as the Mets.
Yeah.
So right now, you're not even looking for the division. You're looking for hopefully a wild card spot if you can get hot at the right time, which if it's the right time to get hot is very, very soon, because these Phillies need a fresh start, and it starts with firing Joe Girardi and bringing up the young talent. And that's it. That's all it is.
That's such a big thing, because one of the things that has bothered me the most is people saying, oh, firing Girardi won't actually fix the problem. I'm like, well, yeah, but you got to start somewhere. You know, I'm tired of this, one move won't fix the whole organization, so we shouldn't make that move. Shut up. You are so wrong. Like, get Girardi out of there. Like you said, get the young guys out there. I mean, we got Nick Maton up now. We got that lefty. Is it Christian something? They called him up today.
Santos, I think, or
Christian
something
Santos
like that.
or Santiago. I know there's a Sant at the beginning, but the point is he's a young guy. I don't even know who he is. But get him up there. He's better than guys whose names I know now, because the only reason I know our relievers' names because they suck.
I don't know why Bailey Falter is still down at the Pigs right now. He's supposed to be one of our top pitchers.
I mean, he got shelled. I mean, obviously one outing doesn't define your career, but
Yeah, I mean, get Painter up here, man. Like he literally has like a 1 ERA in Double A right now, and like if that doesn't tell you that this kid needs some major league innings, especially in a time where the season is in the balance, like it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a
so-
time right now where I almost said the Eagles, Jesus Christ, the Phillies, they need to be like 18 games over 500 to close out the year to have a shot at the wild card. We have 6 guys making $15 million or more, and meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Pirates have 2 guys making $5 million or more, are actively trying to suck and still have a better record than we do.
The Pirates have a better record than we do right now?
They're going for the sweep against the Dodgers. They have a better record than we do right now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go back to the Everglades, and yep, that's it. So the guy we were talking about was Christopher Sanchez.
Yes,
Seamus G pulled that up for us, which is good.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully he gets a little bit of action tonight. I haven't checked the score recently, but I did see that Kyle Schwarber hit a bomb to give us the lead back, going 6-5. So that's pretty cool. But Schwarber's another. I mean, Schwarber has been okay. I mean, his batting average isn't saying much, which is brutal. But he's been hitting home runs and he's been getting on base. Like he hasn't really had the opportunity to increase his batting average. Maybe he's had a few, but I think he's fine. But he's also only on a 1-year deal. So like how? And you don't want to bring him. This was supposed to be the year, Ryan, and like Schwarber was like that final like touch just to push this team to the playoffs, and they didn't get it done. And they're not.
I think that's funny how he was supposed to be the final touch. When you take a look at our bullpen, it's just like still ass. Like
yeah,
we were sold a rotten bag of goods, Sam.
Yes, we were. Brad Hand has been on a slide for sure. I thought we were gonna get good things out of him, especially the beginning of the season that he had. But he's same old Brad Hand, that had that one good year and has just been downhill ever since. So
meanwhile, Hector Neris is in Houston. Doing great things.
He's in prime Hector Neris form. That's
with a Gibson-like ERA.
That's how
disgusting. Obviously, he's a reliever, but still, it's gross. I just can't deal with it. I can't.
I know. And Castellanos has been struggling a bunch. I mean, he had a nice go-ahead dinger the other night, but he was hitting like 310 at the beginning of the season, like the first month or so, or the first 2 months, and now he's all the way down to the 260s. So he's been struggling. And Schwarber, I'm not worried about Schwarber. He's always been a second half kind of guy. But it's brutal. And now Bryce Harper just got scratched from the lineup today because his arm is sore, and now he has a scheduled day off tomorrow. I was listening to T-Mac and Ben Davis. He's got a scheduled off day tomorrow, so he'll get 2 days off in a row, which I guess is good, but his UCL is fucked, man. It's fucked. It's not great. He's going to need that Tommy John, I think. But,
Yeah, man. Season, I don't want to be the guy that says the season's over in June, but we did say we hit the panic button on June 9th and we're 8 days away, and it's not looking pretty.
Not looking great. Not looking great at all.
I mean,
but Ryan, here's my plan. As a diseased Phillies fan, as we like to say, you bring up some of the young guys, right? Maybe they show you a little something. You eke out a couple of games, right? Maybe you eke this game out and stop the streak, and then you take the series against the Giants, right? Then, actually, you know what? Scratch that. We're going to lose this series against the Giants. That leads to the firing of Girardi. That leads to all of the minor league prospects coming up, hopefully making some kind of fresh impact. And then you go on, oh, you win a series 2-1. Oh, you win another series 2-1. Oh, you just swept the Mets. And then you just keep going, and you just win. You just take it one game at a time or one series at a time. And then you start taking it month by month. All right, what do we got to do this month? What do we got to do this month? And all of a sudden, you're back in the race. Maybe not in the race for the NL or for the NL East, but you're in the race for a wild card spot. Because as I look at it, there's a bunch of teams like let's see how the NL. Let's see National League standings, because if I remember correctly, there are a bunch of teams. Like the Twins are 5 games ahead of everybody else in their division at least. And that's the American League. My bad.
Whoops.
So okay, so the Central is the Brewers are 2.5 games up on the Cardinals, and the Padres are 3.5 games back from the Dodgers. So, and I don't see the Dodgers giving that lead back up. So the Padres will probably be in the hunt for a wild card spot along with the Cardinals. So we just have to eke our way back into that kind of category. And you never know, Ryan. And you never
I would
know.
say no.
Yeah.
Sam, here's the
right.
thing. I wanted to let you go there. I didn't want to interrupt you because I mean I want everything you're saying to be true.
Yeah.
But it sounds like last week when I went game by game from the Packers game on and convinced myself that we go 17-0.
I think you're right, except yours was a little more eloquent than mine. But you're
not so much eloquent as it was just me screaming, but and I had the benefit of only having to read 8 games instead of having to forecast the next 120 whatever the fuck there is left. Yeah, I was given a little more concrete a parameter to work with. But yeah, dude, that's exactly what we're gonna need to have happen though for the Phillies to get anywhere near anything. And
look at this.
To be
look
honest,
at this. We could keep going. I got to pull something up here.
No, yeah, just to be honest, man, like it's not that I've lost hope, but I've lost all optimism for the season. Even if we get rid of Girardi, even if we bring up all the young guys, I mean, from then on, it just kind of becomes how are we still in this situation? Even though they do all the things we asked, even if it works, like the fact that this is what we needed to do, like the fact that the organization put itself in this position to begin with and has put itself in this position to miss the playoffs time and time again for the past decade. Like it's clearly a deeper organizational thing than Joe Girardi. It's deeper than Dave Dombrowski. It's bigger than Bryce Harper. It's bigger than everything. I mean, the Phillies are fucking losers, have been for 100+ years, and we are just continuing to do that under Middleton and the rest of the ownership group, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing.
Yeah,
and the fact that we have
agree.
a manager that sits there like a skeleton with no fucking emotion whatsoever, that looks like he doesn't even want to be there. I can't even blame him to an extent. I mean, I absolutely do. And I despise Joe Girardi to a degree, and I would like him to be fired. But at the same time, just cut him loose. He doesn't want to be here. And why would he? What is this? I mean, this guy's done everything you can do as a manager already. You really think I'm not defending him, but do you really think he's loving his life right now? I kill him every time he makes a call to the bullpen, but who's he gonna bring in? I go, oh, you brought in this guy? You brought in Norwood? You're an idiot. Who's he going to bring in? Corey Knebel, who he gives up.
Knebel, I guess. Well, I want to try Seranthony.
Late game bombs. Oh, great. Cool. So we get every guy in our bullpen gives up late run bombs. So fire Joe Girardi, yes, but we're going to need to look in the fucking mirror. And by we, I mean the organization. We're going to really need to look in the mirror and break the fuck down what we need to do.
Yeah.
Because it's getting ridiculous. The Phillies need to get their shit together. Get it all in a backpack so it's together.
So here's one thing that I do want to say is one thing I do want to try Seranthony Dominguez as the closer.
Do it.
I want to.
You could have said any name, by the way.
I want to try Seranthony Dominguez. I mean, Knebel's been fine. I mean, he's only blown once. Like, I don't know why people are freaking out about the whole Corey Knebel thing because
he's just a one name in the list of all of them. It's just
blew
another blown
one game.
But it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's just us.
It's not. You're right. But like, here's the thing: 9 times out of 10, he's gonna save that game. But some prospect comes up from the Mets, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even remember. It's like Stumps or some bullshit like that. And I mean, I love Stumps. Don't get me wrong. It's Plummer. I was close.
Plumps.
Plummer. It's this guy Plummer. They call him up his first game ever. His adrenaline is pumping, and he puts one out of the freaking ballpark in his first at bat ever as a Major League Baseball player. So that's a freak accident, let me tell you. So I don't know why people are freaking out about Knebel, but Knebel right now is the closer, and he's only blown one save. But recency bias. So Team's doing bad. Oh, let's blame the closer. That
Mhm.
only blew one save all year long. Anyways, what I was saying earlier. It looks like we're gonna go after the Giants series. The Angels are coming to town. So we're gonna lose that series. But
Yeah.
then but
Yeah.
then, Ryan, the Brewers come to town, and we're gonna lose that series too.
Oh,
So
good.
the season officially starts Friday, June 10th against the Diamondbacks, and then they go and
The
play
day after we start to panic is when
Yes,
the season
yes.
starts. Great.
Season starts June 10th against the Diamondbacks, and then the Marlins come to town, and then we go to DC, and that should be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's 11 games in a row that we should win right there. So give or take 4. Let's say that's 7 wins right there.
Oh, I was
And
gonna say
then-
I thought it was win 4. That's 11 games we should win. So about 4.
Oh, no, that's not what I was saying. I mean, that's fair, but that's not what I was saying. And then the Phillies take a 2-day trip to Texas, where they should win against the Rangers. They should take both of those games. So now we're up to, let's say, 13 wins. And then you go to the Padres. Which Padres aren't as good as everybody thinks they are. I mean,
Nah,
they're 2.5
not.
games. They're not. And so they're down in the dumps right now because they can't catch up to the LA. So I think we take that series. And then the Braves come to town for a 3-game set. And we'll hopefully be hot enough to take that one by then. And then the Cardinals come to town, which we'll probably lose that series. And then it's the Nationals again, so we'll take that. Ryan, we're gonna be fine. we're gonna be just fine. I don't know what everybody's talking about.
Never a doubt. Phils are hot.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Phils
Just
are
as
hot.
long as Girardi is gone somewhere in that period of time.
I'm gonna start tweeting feels like a win. You know, when we
Yeah.
come close to winning and still losing, it feels like a win at this point.
should.
Like,
Yeah,
at least we didn't get no hit.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Phillies to have a no hitter and a perfect game thrown against them in the same season. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to some no-name pitcher on the. What's the team we play? What's like a random team
Like
that we
the
play?
Cardinals.
On
Or
the
Brewers, maybe.
just no, because the Brewers are good, dude. We play the Pirates in August. Some guy out of the Pirates farm system is throwing a no hitter or a perfect game at CBP. It is going to be the worst day of my life. You can book
That's
it.
a 4-game series too, man.
That's going to be 4 in a row. No.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. Can't wait.
Oh, this is the life we live, Sam, as Phillies fans. We apparently have the hardest remaining schedule. That's what some guy on the radio with Brace yesterday said, which makes no sense because like a third of our games we played against the Mets and the Dodgers, which are 2 of the best teams in baseball, and yet our schedule gets harder. I don't understand.
Yeah. Because look at it. I mean, I just spelled it out for you. We got the Angels and then the Brewers back-to-back series right after the Giants. So we're gonna lose again. We're gonna lose this series against the Giants, but it looks like we might take this one against the Giants. We'll see. I don't know. There's no wood in here, so I can't knock on it. But here's the thing. Then you go to the Diamondbacks. I don't know. We've always played like shit against the Diamondbacks, haven't we? But who knows? Who knows? I'm ready to stop. I'm ready to stop talking about the Phillies. Fuck the Phillies.
Me too, dude. The Phillies have been disappointing. And hopefully they turn it around in June. They're probably not going to, and that's going to bring us into the Doghouse, brought to you by Wide Blank Floor Supply. Visit their website at www.wideblankfloorsupply.com. Get a recommendation for a contractor. Get a quote. Wide Blank Floor Supply. If it's wide, they've got it. They've got it.
Oh yeah, brother. They got
it. Beat down. No, Sam, who you got in the Doghouse?
I have mosquitoes in the doghouse, or bugs in general. And it's story time.
I hate bugs.
It's story time with Sam once again. So we go to the Everglades National Park in Florida. Southern Florida. And it's great, it's going really well. And we're driving down the road, and I hear this pitter patter on the windshield, and I'm looking around, not a goddamn cloud in the sky. So I'm like, Seamus, do you hear that? And he's like, yeah, but it doesn't look like it's raining. And I was like, those are bugs. And he said, oh boy. So good thing that we packed the bug spray because that worked really well. No, it didn't.
Well, you got to spray it on the car.
I mean, yeah, but
You got to cover your car in bug spray, obviously.
That's not even. Dude, you should see our windshield. It's like Christmas lights, but with guts.
Oh, dude, I'm sure it's fucked up. That's a different place.
It's
Down
terrible.
there, dude, it's like when it's the closest conditions to like 300 million years ago when like giant bugs roamed the earth. Like that's Florida's still that to a very large
you should have
degree.
seen some of the crickets that were just lying on the road. I was trying to hit them with the RV. I was trying to run them over, and
Little crunch and dunch.
I was doing really well. It was we almost killed a turtle, but that was swiftly avoided by your boy.
That might have been the end of the podcast.
It might have been, because I think I might have been thrown in jail because it was probably one of those endangered ones.
Probably an endangered turtle.
But anyways, mosquitoes are in the doghouse. You should
hunter.
see the picture that I have of like my back of just all of the mosquito bites from the Everglades. That was just unbelievable. Like you know what? You could see it on our TikTok at Glavinsanity, where you can follow us along and on our journey to all 30 Major League ballparks, where we made a pit stop in the Everglades to get absolutely annihilated by things that you can barely see. This big. I thought my biggest worries were going to be like, oh, there's a snake right outside of our fucking RV. No, it's that there's 20 million little bugs that are out to suck my blood and to kill me. So mosquitoes are in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Or just bugs. Yeah, we could just stick with bugs. Bugs
Dude,
in general, but mosquitoes.
It's my least favorite thing about when it becomes summer. Summer is like when bugs exist. That's why I was sick going to school in Maine, because like the bugs didn't come out till like late. Late. It was tight, and allergy season was later.
Mm-hmm.
I used to time it up
really
great,
nice.
dude. Miss allergy season by coming down, but then I come home after allergy season down here. It was real nice.
That's dope. That's very cool.
Now
Very, very cool.
Now life is different. Sam, I've got Amber Heard in the doghouse.
I mean, as you should.
I mean, she took a shit in Johnny Depp's bed. I mean, that's that's insane. First of all, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I feel like it's self-explanatory. I mean, she robbed me of a Pirates of the Caribbean 6. She robbed.
Way. Is that actually true?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, the reason part of it is not just that she defamed him, which was part of what had to be proven, but the damages themselves. He sued for $50 million. Were for roles and movies and shit like that studios backed out of because she defamed him. So part of that was kind of proving that. So yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Johnny Depp movies in like almost a decade because of Amber Heard. I mean, now she didn't entirely lie about him being abusive, but they were both. You can't say like that you were a victim when you both suck. You know what I mean? Like you both suck. You're both bad. You both suck, and you both have to deal with that. All right. And Johnny Depp
Did he get all $50 million?
He got $50 million. I don't know how he's gonna get it. I don't know. People are calling her Amber Debt now, which is not really that funny, but
that's not funny at all. What the fuck?
It's not funny at all. Incredibly artless.
Who came up with that? Some 50-year-old news anchor? Like
either that or like a dummy on Twitter. Dude, here's the thing, man. I knew we needed a trial to bring us together. As a country, we needed a trial like this where it was just more public intrigue than like any heinous crimes. We've had too many heinous crimes. We just needed kind of like celebrities bickering for a little bit, and we got it for 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
That was pretty cool.
You say Mikey Miss came off that shame sheet?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I saw that.
Oh yeah, Mike Miss. We can talk about that. I guess
Yes, we
now
should.
we wrap this.
Yes,
I mean,
we
you have anything else
should.
to add on Amber Heard? Just get in the doghouse.
No, put one in the W column for the for all the men out there though. That's pretty cool.
Finally, we did it, boys. We got that win we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Just
It's joke. It's joke.
Obviously,
Everybody.
it's a
It's
joke.
joke.
So clearly
Holy shit.
it's
Everybody
so,
relax. It's joke.
so clearly a joke. So obviously, could not be more obvious. But yeah, that'll do it for the Doghouse. Brought to you by Wide Plank Floor Supply. Visit their website at www.wideplankfloorsupply.com. Get a recommendation for a contractor. Get a quote. Wide Plank Floor Supply. If it's wide, they've got it. Sam, happy days are here. The sun is shining. The rain is gone. The battle's over. The dragon is slain. Mikey misses out at 97.5 The Fanatic. Yesterday was his final day in studio, final day with Beasley Media Group. And Sam, you know me, buddy. You know me. I was the biggest supporter of Mike Missinelli back when we started this podcast in 2019. I would defend him to you on a constant basis because I know you're a WIP guy. So,
yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Like, this is a long time coming. You know, it was first, I mean, or way back when in his career, he got fired from WIP, right? Then he started doing his 97.5 stuff. And then he got big. But he's always been an idiot. Like I couldn't listen to him. It was hard. It was hard for me to listen to that guy talk. Like, it was really quite difficult. It was strenuous. It was strenuous to my ear holes to listen to that guy speak and talk about sports. Because half the time he wouldn't even talk about sports. He would just talk about what's going on in politics, what's going on in pop culture, which is all fine to, sprinkle in a little bit. But you're on a sports talk radio show. Like, and stop going after people on Twitter that come after you. Just be a fucking professional, dude. Like, just do you see anybody from WIP going after anybody on Twitter? Like, maybe once in a blue moon, like you'll see like Howard Eskin, or you'll see Glenn Macnow will occasionally, take somebody's life on Twitter.
Yeah, there's responding and dunking on people, but then there's just being constantly replying to people that are clearly trolling you.
Yeah.
Or like telling, I mean, come on, man. I wrote a joke article about how you stole my cooking show. You said grow up.
Come on, dude.
I mean,
you grow up.
I do have a lot of growing up to do, and the virtue that I am a young man. But like, come on, buddy. You just got to have the city block. Sam, you're right. It did become more apparent, especially in the later years, that his main interests were no longer sports. And I was talking to Brace yesterday, and he used to work with Mike back in 97.5, back when he was on the midday, or back when Brace was doing middays right before 2 to 6. And he was like, even then, Missinelli would talk about how he was done and how he like wanted to go do stuff with wine in Virginia, or like do a cooking show, or like, he would talk about his plans for retirement back. I think Brace left the station in 2015, 7 years ago. So this has been in the back of his mind. There was a contract dispute, blah blah blah, perhaps, like blah blah blah. It's over.
And it was all him too. Like, he wanted more money, and the station was like, dude, you haven't really been doing us any favors recently. And then he probably got pissy about it, and then that's exactly what went down.
Yeah, it was definitely like take a pay cut, just because sports talk radio money ain't what it was.
Oh, you're right.
Then.
No, you're fully right.
Take a pay cut. He's like, probably like, no, I would rather just go do something else, which is totally fair.
I guess.
Which is totally fair. Granted, I mean, look, he's done sports talk radio how many years? He's going great. Go live your life. Go enjoy your Husqvarna auto mower. Go. Put everything in the bagster and enjoy your life.
Get out of the city. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
The fuck out of you, fucking son of a fuck.
Here.
You fucking
piece of shit.
Oh,
horrible.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, did I crack a smile?
Yes.
Did I crack a smile when I saw the news? Absolutely. Was there a time where I would be like deeply depressed at this news? Not that long ago.
Not very long.
would have
Yeah, I
been,
know you were a big fan. Yeah,
I would have been really fucking bummed out. But then it's crazy how now I'm like, ding dong, the witch is dead almost.
right.
So,
I know.
but dude, I mean, have you seen the new lineup for their 2 to 6 show
No.
that they're gonna roll out? Well, of course, Tyrone. He's earned it.
Sure.
Tyrone's great. I mean, I'm not like his biggest fan, but like he's definitely deserves it.
He's earned it. That guy sucks, but he earns it. Yeah.
And then Hunter Brody or Broads, you probably see him on Twitter.
Really?
I think it's wild to go to the 2 to 6. I think he's wild.
Yeah.
Wild
I would have
choice
thought they
for
would have
that.
like shifted down like somebody, and then like maybe Gargano or something like that.
Maybe Gargano or like I would have. Broads, I feel like would be better like in the mornings, maybe, but obviously not taking Kincaid's place. So I guess you got to put your talent where you can put them. But then Ricky Bo.
Wow. I did not see that. I mean, he fits that station perfectly. I mean, like, it's just
Ricky Bo third miking the drive time radio slot. Dude, that is going to be the most unlistenable 4 hours.
Horrible.
If it was Ty and Broads, I could live with it. With it. But Ricky, what the fuck is he going to have to talk about other than baseball?
Not much. I mean, he's just gonna say. I mean, unless he's not taking, unless he's leaving his post at NBC. Well, I guess they're the same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably why they have him in there. Yeah. So then they continue to do the simulcast.
Well, then he's
NBC
just gonna,
Sports Talent.
He's just gonna keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. Like he'll just recap the Phillies game just exactly like he did on television. Like and then do it again. Like that doesn't make any sense.
I'm not looking. And what sucks is he's going to be doing it from the NBC Sports studio.
Ew,
so there's going to be 2 people at the Beasley Studios. It's going to be Ty and Broads at 97.5. And then they got their third guy at remote. I don't fuck with that at all.
That's so weird.
I don't like that. I understand we do a show remote, but it's not like it. And I guess the Pat McAfee show does it like that too. Obviously, this is the model
all remote. Like we're usually all remote. Like either do it all together or do it all remote. Like that's not like.
And like we're dudes with mics and computers. Like this is a like Ricky Bo can drive to Ballkenwood. Like
right. That's what I thought. I thought their thing was about Kenwood
or something like that. Far. That's where they all are.
Idiot. Like what,
dude? You know what? To be honest with you, not very accessible. Not very accessible by public train. I mean, you can get the bus there, but train.
Oh, really?
Train. No train to Ballkenwood. Dude, it's fucked. SEPTA is in shambles. I need to be in charge of SEPTA.
Yes.
If sports shit doesn't work out, man, I'm gonna become a SEPTA administrator, and I'm gonna fix this city. I'm gonna get everyone to and from work without a car, and they're gonna fucking love it. It's gonna be clean.
Yeah. To be fair. We had a really, really great experience with the Metro in DC, and that is
the Metro in DC is great.
That's a great system, and we just experienced that. That was pretty cool. So we need to take a page. I don't say this often, but we need to take a page out of DC's book. I don't think a whole lot of people say that too often. But
interesting little tidbit about the DC Metro. When they were building it while JFK was in office, Jackie Onassis didn't want the Metro to extend into Georgetown because she's racist. So now if you live in Georgetown, you have to get the bus to go to parts of DC. They have like the circulator bus that now exists, but they didn't build the Metro there because they didn't want to make it easy for the riffraff, both the poors and the minorities, which in DC, of course, is mostly both. That's kind of the way they have it going. It's kind of the way we have it going. It's kind of the way.
Hey, screw Philly sports. This is now a train podcast, and we're going to get
trains, planes, and automobiles podcast.
Yes, and we're going to get Francis Bourgeois on here because he is my favorite Instagram account ever. Do you follow that guy?
Oh yeah, funny. Dude. I was actually blessed with a comment on my most recent Instagram. That was about, it was just like me standing in the subway station, and somebody commented just tagging him, and I was just like,
"That's awesome."
That's high praise. It's just to be mentioned in a typed Instagram comment alongside one of the greats of train spotting. is truly
That guy never fails to brighten my day. Never.
dude.
It's just so wholesome.
Oh, I mean, does he like laugh like an inbred Duke? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's
But
great.
that's fine. It's if anything, it's preferred.
Yeah.
This is great. We haven't talked about
I mean,
sports
if you're
for about
gonna
20
get,
minutes.
yeah, I know. If you're gonna, I'll say this one last thing. If you're gonna,
And we're
get
not going
excited-
to. We're not talking about any sport.
If you're gonna get excited about trains, you got to do it like that because it just is. You got to do it with weird because it's already weird to get excited about trains, right? So you just
can't try
got
and
to be
make it
more
cool.
weird and just sandwich it all together, and that's it. That's all you got to do. That's perfectly fine. That guy rocks. I love that guy.
No question.
That guy rocks. So I guess we could talk a little bit about the Sixers trade that went down today. I mean, if you want to talk about Philly sports, yeah, I don't really know what it means, so you might have to.
Not really trade. It's the pick that we already traded to the Nets in that Ben Simmons transaction, but they basically had an option for either take our pick this year or take our pick next year, and they're taking our pick next year. So we will have the 23rd overall pick in the NBA draft this coming summer. Fuck it. Like, we're not going to do anything with that worthwhile. We're not going to get another Tyrese Maxey. We're not going to get.
Nope.
We'll probably get a Matisse Thybulle type guy that can do one thing well. And, everyone will lose their mind over it until now. Look at him. He's 26 and.
We live in dark times, Ryan. We really
even.
do. We just live in dark times, and James G just said exactly what I was going to say. It's going to be somebody that can shoot the three ball, and then we'll probably trade him for somebody worse, and then it's just how the cookie's been crumbling recently. Ryan.
James, I'm going to add something. I'm fine with a wing that can shoot, but I need one that can dribble and shoot.
Okay.
I need one that can dribble and shoot. It doesn't have to be in the draft. We're gonna need one. It's like that triangle.
Yeah, that's two separate players you're talking about right now.
It's like
right?
the hierarchy of needs. It's like you gotta. This is horrendous news. It's really tough, dude. It's really tough. Brace tried to talk to me about Sixers today. I was like, nah, I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to do it. It's depressing, man. Especially now, you take a look at the Celtics and the Warriors, two teams that have never tanked, or at least not in the last 20 years, and they're in the finals. There's Jason Tatum in the finals, Marcus Smart in the finals. It's tough. It's tough.
Really, really brutal to even.
It's not fun. I know there are the jokes that people make about Jason Tatum being only 19, but Jason Tatum is only 24. Like, we're fucked for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh. Did you see
Phillies won.
Oh.
Nice. So they didn't get swept for the second series in a row. They took one. Snatched.
No, actually, Sam, I do want to get your thoughts here.
Okay, sorry.
Tangentially related to sports. This Jock Peterson, Tommy Pham fantasy football situation. Have you seen anything about this?
Yeah, I have. I haven't done extensive research into it, but somehow Mike Trout, I saw, just got roped into it today.
He's the commissioner of the league
because he was the commish, and I think Tommy Pham said that Mike Trout is like a piece of shit.
He said he's a terrible commissioner.
He's a terrible commissioner.
Needs to figure it out.
There's too much money in the balance, and Mike Trout's the guy with all the money, which is hilarious because he does have the most money out of all of those guys, and so he's handling the money, and it's just hilarious that why bring it? That guy is never in the media. Mike Trout is literally never in the media. One, because he plays for the Angels. Two, because he's a pretty smart guy. He's pretty low key. I mean, he's just a gritty kind of guy who wants to go out there and play baseball every day. He's a Philly guy.
Yeah.
And just wants to go out there and play baseball. And he plays for the Angels, so nobody gives a shit about him anymore, except for when he is the best player in baseball. And he still is the best player in baseball, but he stays out of the media. until apparently a fantasy league is really gonna bring Mike Trout out of the woodwork.
Dude,
Like he's not gonna say anything about this.
he
Are you
actually
kidding
was
me?
asked about it and did respond.
Really?
He said that he like heard about the incident and then he's not considering resigning. And he said, "quote Every commissioner I know gets booed," which is honestly like a pretty sick response out of Trout.
That
I
is
didn't
the
know.
best response, and that is why like I love Mike Trout.
I didn't know he had that in him. I didn't know he had that.
He
in him. But
wouldn't, because he just doesn't. He doesn't appear anywhere. Like he just doesn't do anything except play baseball.
how do you smack a guy for sending gifts about your shitty baseball team? Like he's like, he insulted the Padres. I'm like, dude, you're on the Reds now. The Padres didn't want you. Like, what are you doing, you fucking loser? And I understand it happened while he was on the Padres, but it was like years ago now. It was like a year plus ago.
Weird thing. Like I don't know how it escalated. I don't know how it got even. I guess they were just chit chatting in the outfield about fantasy football, and then it just
He just came. He came in with a plan, dude. He came in.
Really?
He came in with a plan. He was pissed at him already, and then he just fucking. He was gunning for
What
him.
a weird thing. I
What
mean,
a freak! Like that's
Yeah.
freak behavior.
because first off, that this guy, like Tommy Pham went up to whoever was starting that day. He's like, "Yo, you got to plunk this guy for me," and the whoever was pitching was like, "No, like that's freakish. Like why?"
I don't even think
why
Jock
would we-
Peterson
why
was
would we
playing
do
in that game. I don't even think he was playing in that game.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you can still go up to the pitcher and be like, "Hey, you got to plunk this guy," and then the pitcher, obviously, whoever was pitching that day, was like,
No, but the
"No."
guy that he would have plunked was not playing.
Oh, he wasn't. Oh,
No, he was there,
You're
obviously.
right. I haven't done nearly enough research into this, but
Oh, dude, it's been the last 24 hours has been pretty much this. My life's been just seeing shit about this, and I hate that it's in the news longer than some other things. Like
Well,
I'm like
because
the
the
fact
Phillies
that this has
stink.
taken up so much of my fucking time. Yeah, but even in the national conversation, I'm like, I understand this is a weird story, and the only thing interesting about baseball is stuff that happens not on the field. But obviously, that's not true.
Just
but
let
like,
it. I was just gonna let it roll.
How often like, people like talk about a home run for 2 days? You know,
Not very. Yeah, I get you.
how often is something that happens on the field in the news this long? Really, in any game, really in any sport, other than like a LeBron James block from behind in the finals in Game 7, plays
right,
things
or like a Machado throw across the body while you're moving into the
yeah,
dugout,
stuff
throw
like,
out
or
to
like a
first
dirty
base. Yeah.
play. Like
Yes.
this is just like the most interesting thing that's happened outside of like just the general flow of the game. It's crazy. It's usually fights. It's usually stuff like this, and it's just like, come on, Tommy, what are you doing, bro? And also, this is my biggest issue. You slapped the guy,
Right? Like you didn't
You
even
s-
just sock him. Like,
you
come on.
slapped him. You slapped a man.
Yeah,
You're a man slapping a man.
which is crazy town.
What is this, like the war room in World War II Britain, and they're trying to like get a hold of yourself, man. Like this is not at all.
Pull it together, soldier.
Put it together, soldier. Just like, no, it's not that. It's like he bitch slapped. He bitch slapped him over fantasy football. I don't care how much money's on the line.
So weird. I get they wouldn't get in trouble. I mean, it's because it's not their sport, right? That's why they're allowed to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
pretty
why. Okay,
sure. Pretty sure NFL players play fantasy football.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
Do
it's
they
not
really?
gambling or anything.
How
I
is
guess
that not? How is that allowed? That's crazy.
because it's not like you're not taking money from a casino. You're like, I guess it's not like you're
guess.
gambling on the outcomes of games.
Huh.
Like guys
Wild.
like they draft themselves and like you want to score a point. It's not like you're not shaving points. You're not betting on an
Yeah.
under.
Right, because
It's
you
just
don't
like-
want right. There's no
Exactly.
way for you to tank and then succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Okay.
So it's
that
just an
makes a lot more
incentive to
sense.
play harder. I think you should let athletes bet on games, but only bet the over and only bet on themselves to win. I feel like that should be
with you.
allowed
I feel like
because
that should be
then-
allowed too.
because
Yeah.
then that'll help guys that don't have a lot of money bet on themselves. Literally bet on themselves.
Literally bet on
And-
yourself. Yeah.
And like bet
I'm
your
in.
game check that you're gonna hit over on your receiving yard.
I'm in. I am fully in. But then, Well, then you'll get that asshole who will like break the rules and stuff and make some money, and that fucks franchises over.
But then why
and
do
That's a
anything?
lot of money to be putting in the balance there. We're
Why
not just
do
talking about
anything?
fantasy football anymore.
If
We're
there's
talking
risk,
about
there's risk. Then why do anything? This is life. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money.
Sure, why not?
And I mean that in the most literal sense.
Yeah. Do we want to chat about the Birds? I mean, there's not really much going on there, right?
No, there's
just that
fucking nothing. I don't
it's like
care.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, they're fucking good, man.
I'm really excited.
They're really good. I'll tell you this, though, about the Birds.
Sure.
Jalen Hurts. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Love
That's
that
all I
guy.
have to say for the rest of the thing. If he's good, we
guy.
are winning 13 plus games. If he's
Yes.
bad, we're winning 7. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about the Eagles from now.
And that's all you really need to be. That's all that really needs to be said, because
Yep.
Howie Roseman, and we've said this time and time again for like the past 3 shows, Howie Roseman throughout the offseason was sending a message to Jalen Hurts saying, it's up to you now, big guy. Like, I did literally everything. Howie Roseman has done literally everything he could for Jalen Hurts. He didn't do that for Carson Wentz, I don't think.
Yeah, no. I mean, they went and got him they went and got Carson Wentz, Deshaun Jackson,
Yes.
which was a good get at the time, but see how that panned out.
Yeah.
Another guy, Mike Wallace, that was an injury. Marquise Goodwin, that was an injury.
Yep.
They signed a lot of over-the-hill guys.
Goodwin didn't even play because of COVID, right? He opted out.
That's what it was. It wasn't even an injury. He just
Mhm.
opted out.
Yeah, he opted
Which
out,
I get.
was wild.
I get.
Which
You
was
got
okay.
to
During that time. Yes, that was okay. That was
we had no fucking idea what was going on. We were like 3 months into this whole thing. People were still washing their groceries.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So I understood it then. I mean, obviously now knowing what we know, well, who knows? But either way, dude, fun little tidbit though. You can read about it on the libertyline.com. A little post I got up right before going live actually was Jeffrey Lurie's son has officially been nepotized into the organization. He has a title and an office now, which is very exciting.
What's his job?
I don't even know, but he has
one.
He has one.
He's
cool. He's been unofficially linked to the team for a long time. Obviously went down to the Senior Bowl, was chilling there with Howie Roseman and
analyst, right?
Yeah, like some shit like that. But honestly, he's now in his late 20s. I wish they got him in the door earlier. I agree. Obviously, I'm not like I'm not one of those guys that's just like, oh, you got to like work, or I don't fucking know what I'm trying to say. I'm just not one of those guys that is negative about things like this. Get the kid in the fucking building as often as possible. Get him on the payroll. Have him have responsibility, because guess what? Jeffrey, you know what, Jeffrey? If you hand your kid the keys at any given point, he's going to need to know how to fucking drive. And this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is perfect. If he didn't know, or if when that day comes, I don't want us to be asleep at the wheel like the New York Giants. Okay.
Yeah.
And I also don't want Jeff Lurie not having confidence in his son and handing over the keys when he starts to have a casual relationship with reality in the same way that Jerry Jones does. You know what I mean?
I'm with
saying
you.
that as politely as possible. But
yeah, I know what you mean. I think I don't think he could have been any more subtle. That was good. That was good. No, I agree. There's no problem with going into the family business, right?
Nothing at all.
Some
like the point of the family business,
but like it's family, it's family business. I mean, is it a multi-billion-dollar corporation? Yes, but he's been around it for long enough. And you know what? If he's gonna take over the reins someday, then you're right. He better know how to fucking drive.
Yeah, like this is private ownership. This isn't a public enterprise. This is fuck it. Like, have him. I wouldn't have cared if they had him cleaning the locker room and had him on the payroll of 14. I would not give a shit.
No, I wouldn't care about that either. I actually would have loved that. I thought
that would actually be tight as fuck. But
Yeah.
I can see how
it's like
maybe
me and
that would
Seamus
not
working
fly.
in the warehouse when we're fucking 12 years old for a city
Exactly
floor.
right.
Like, it's exactly what it is.
Exactly right.
Except we didn't get paid.
Guantanamera.
That's okay.
Good
That's fine,
times.
though.
Good
We
times
get
all
paid
around.
now, which is cool.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, get paid now, which is fine. But yeah, go Birds. I'm loving how the roster is looking. I'm loving how the schedule is looking. I love how easy it looks. It's way easier than the Phillies schedule. But yeah, I'm having a great time, and I'm having a great time doing this right now. I know the we're gonna be shifting and doing a little dance once a week, because of our travels, but it's I'm having a great time, and I'm really glad that we're still able to do the show, even if it's just talking about the Phillies. So yeah,
now,
man.
Sam, you mentioned a manatee.
I did mention a manatee at the beginning of the show.
This is the best way to close the show. This is right before we went live, and I wanted to hear about it, but I said don't do the show before the show.
You're right.
So if you stuck around with us,
we went on a boat tour, right? And we saw the ins and outs of the canal, and you can actually go and check out this video right now that I look at it. It's at Glavin Sanity on TikTok, and it's our most recent Everglades National Park vlog. And we've actually we've acquired quite a following on that account. We've got close to 50,000 followers on there, and one of the videos has 2.5 million views. It's the Nationals ballpark review, which is pretty cool. But anyways, we're on this boat tour, and it's so funny because there's this little Asian lady that was sitting next to us the whole time, and her significant other was not Asian, but was able to speak with her because she didn't speak any English. Was able to speak. I don't know. I think it was Korean, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, so she just screams something like gibberish, and then everybody's like, "What the hell is going on?" And we look over the boat, and she's pointing at this massive aquatic mammal who is in the just doing. He did a little belly flop or a little somersault, a barrel roll.
He's just peeping,
as you may say. Yeah, he was just like, "What up, players?" And then just kind of
little drive by. What's up?
Yeah, and then just took off and kept going. But Shaman said that there was moss on the manatee, but we quickly amended that statement to that there was maybe some algae on him that we got to see, which is I think is the correct terminology. But it was a big fucking thing, man. Like, it was huge.
Yeah, dude.
It was like half the length of the boat. Like, it was massive. And he was fat, and it was really, really cool to see. So I didn't get to see his face though. I kind of just saw like the belly and then the tail end, and then he kind of.
That's such a shame because then you could go back later in life and try and reconnect, but without that like imprint with eye contact,
I know it stinks, but
maybe it could have thought it was you or its mother, and
well, I think he was or he or she was pretty fully grown at that point. So I know,
no, dude. They get even. No, that's a bait. They're like the fucking elephants.
It's like Benjamin Button, like kind of thing. They just shrink as they get older. It's so sad. Yeah. Who am I to assume how that walrus identifies? I mean, I don't
walrus. You've already misidentified.
Manatee. Manatee. My bad.
Or whatever they call them these days.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to end the show, don't you think?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. My name is Sam Glavin. You can follow me at SamGlavin06 on Twitter. And, of course, my fellow wartime consigliere at Ryan Conway at Ryan Conway 76, and our illustrious producer, Seamus G at Shamelessly SG. Go check out thelibertyline.com, all those cool blog posts that Ryan keeps talking about. They do a great job over there. And check out all of our social medias at Wolves Abroad ST on literally everything social media. We've got it. Wide Plank Floor Supply, big shout out to them. Just a great company. And Seamus G closes down.